من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. I appreciate your attendance this مجلة أحكام عدية class. We left at 546 article. 546. Article. Bir mahalli muayyene gitmek üzere deyu dabbe istikra olundukta müstecir ol hayvan ile başka mahalle gidemez ve gidip de hayvan telef olsa zamin olmaz. Article 546. I am reading once more. Bir mahalli muayyene gitmek üzere deyu dabbe istikra olundukta müstecir ol hayvan ile başka mahalle gidemez ve gidip de hayvan telef olsa zamin olur. I mean all words you know. Broken translation. Bir mahalli muayyene gitmek üzere deyu. To go to certain place, fixed place. Dabbe istikra olundukta. When an animal, horse, camel, an animal is rented, hired to go to a fixed certain place. Müstecir ol hayvan ile başka mahalle gidemez. The renter cannot go with that animal to another place. Fixed place, rented for that, he cannot go with that animal to another place. Ve gidip de hayvan telef olsa. If he goes to another place, and because of that animal gets lost, dies, zamin olur. He will compensate, he will pay for that. I mean, general thing, general rule, because he did not keep his promise. He went to another place. I will read once more. Bir mahalli muayyene gitmek üzere deyu. Dabbe istikra olundukta müstecir ol hayvan ile başka mahalle gidemez ve gidip de hayvan telef olsa zamin olur. If a person gets a rental, gets an animal to go to a specific place, fixed place, but he cannot go to another place. If he goes to another place and how animal gets destroyed or dies, then he needs to compensate, needs to pay for that animal loss. 46. When an animal is hired to go to a fixed place, the hirer cannot go to another place with that animal. And in case he goes, if the animal is destroyed, he makes compensation. I will read once more. When an animal is hired to go to a fixed place, the hirer cannot go to another place with that animal. And in case he goes, if the animal is destroyed, he makes compensation. Five, 547. Bir mahalli muayyene deyu, hayvan isticar olunup da oraya giden yollar müteaddit olsa, müstecir nasın sülûk ettiği yollardan her tanesiyle ister ise gidebilir. This is first part of article. Let me write one word, that is suluk. Seleke. Sinlamkef, suluk, entering, salik, the one who enters, like in Sufism, a person who begins attach himself to murshid, to guide, he is salik, like beginner, put himself on the way, tariqah, on the way, suluk. Suluk, seleke, to enter, meslek, the profession you are entered in, meslek in Turkish, but this is Arabic word, Arabic word. Let me translate first part of this article, broken. Bir mahalli muayyene deyu, hayvan isticarul nukta. When an animal is hired for specified place, specifying a place, an animal is hired for that, to go for that. Okay? Oraya giden yollar müteaddit olsa, if the roads, path going to that are more than one, muta'addid, another word, muta'addid, adad. متعدد عدد number عدد تعدد تعدد يتعدد متعدد. If there are different roads going to that specific place, müstecir nasıl sülük ettiği yollardan her kanısıyla isterse gidebilir. The one who hires, he can go through any road he wants, any road which people are going through. People. He can go, he can select any road which other people's go too. These, he can select any one of them. He can go. Okay. Continuing. Ve hayvan sahibi gideceği yolu tayin etmiş iken müstecir başka yoldan gidip de hayvan telef olduğu surette eğer bu yol hayvan sahibinin tayin eylemiş olduğu yoldan daha dolaşık ve sarp ise zaman lazım gelir. A little long continuation of the article. Let me read once more. Ve hayvan sahibi gideceği yolu tayin etmiş iken müstecir başka yoldan gidip de hayvan telef olduğu surette eğer bu yol hayvan sahibinin tayin eylemiş olduğu yoldan daha dolaşık ve sırp ise zaman lazım gelir. Now, the owner of the animal while he fixed the road, you will go from this road. If the owner of the animal already specified the road, the person, the animal would follow. Müstecir başka yoldan gidip de, if müstecir, hirer, renter, goes to another road, through another road, not the one which is specified by the owner, hayvan telef olduğu surette, if the animal gets destroyed, gets lost in that case, eğer bu yol hayvan sahibinin tayin eylemiş olduğu yoldan daha dolaşık ve sırp ise, if in this case, if this road müstecir followed, this road is more zigzag, too much zigzags, and steep, up and down. If that the road has a lot of zigzags and more steep, if that is the case, more than the other fixed one earlier, in that case, if animals get destroyed, as I said, zaman lazım gelir. It is necessary to pay for that, to compensate for that. So, once more, if owner of the animal fixed a specified way, but müstecir went through another way and hayvan animal became talaf, lost, destroyed, in that case, if this second road müstecir followed is more zigzagged and steep than the other, it is necessary compensation. Compensation is necessary. Okay, last part of the article. Ve eğer müsavi yahut daha ehven ise zaman lazım gelmez. But if this second road followed by the müstecir is equal with the earlier specified road, or easier, equal or easier than that, ahlan, then zaman lazım gelmez. No compensation is necessary. Okay, English. 5, 4, 7. When a horse is hired to go to a fixed place, if several roads go there, the hirer can go. If he wishes, by whichever of the roads is a public road, like people go to. Okay. And when the owner of the animal has fixed the road to be gone, if the hired goes by another road, in case the animal is destroyed, if this road is longer and more winding than the road by the fixed by the owner of the animal, compensation is necessary. And if it is the same or easier, no compensation is necessary. This here, if the road is longer, more winding, really longer is not mentioned in the text. Longer is not mentioned in the text. It is a zigzag, winding, yes, and steep is mentioned. So that translation-wise a bit needs to be corrected. '48, 548. Müstecir şu kadar müddet için isticar eylediği hayvanı ol müddetten ziyade istimal edemez ve idüp de yedinde hayvan telef olsa zamin olur. One word maybe you already know, but istimal. Istimal, amel, to act, to do. İstamele, asking to do, to use, yourself, to use, istamele. Fa'amelu, amel, istamele, ustamele, yestamelu, istamele, to use, to ask, doing it. That means you do it. Okay. 548. Müstecir şu kadar müddet için isticar eylediği hayvanı ol müddetten ziyade istimal edemez ve idüp de yedinde hayvan telef olsa zamin olur. Okey. Müstecir, hayırır. Şu kadar müddet için isticar eylediği hayvanı. An animal he hired for certain time, such time, period. An animal hired by the person for certain fixed time. O müddetten ziyade istimal edemez. He cannot use that animal beyond that time. Ve idutta yedinde hayvan telef olsa zamir olur. If he uses beyond that time and animal gets lost, destroyed in his hand, in his custody, he will compensate for that loss. Okay. 548. A hirer cannot use a horse hired for a fixed time for more than that time. If he does, and the horse is destroyed while in his possession, he makes compensation. (548) A hirer cannot use a horse hired for a fixed time for more than that time. If he does, and the horse is destroyed while in his possession, he makes compensation. (549) Fulan Adem binmek üzere dabbe istikrası sahih olduğu gibi dilediğini bindirmek üzere tamimen istikrası dahi sahihtir. Tamimen. تعميما. This is عامة عموم cover everybody public عام everybody عمم make تعميم make public make generalize تعميما ظرف hal in tamiz or hal in Arabic تعميما man. So this is totally Arabic تعميما. While making that عام generalizingly تعميما عموم. So Fulan Adem binmek üzere dabbe istikrası sahih olduğu gibi dilediğini bindirmek üzere tamamen istikrası dahi sahih olur. Fulan Adem binmek üzere. Such person, specified person, to ride on the horse, on the animal. Dabbe istikrası sahih olur. As it is valid, such a person will as it is valid to hire an animal, saying that such person will ride on. This is valid. This is valid. Dilediğini bindirmek üzere. Also it is valid to hire, to rent, to hire an animal with intention saying that anybody the person wants, he will let ride on as he wishes. Tamimen, generalizing this thing, general anybody. İstikrası sahih, dahi sahihtir. These two is valid. So as it is valid to hire an animal, for such person to ride on, it is also valid to hire an animal in a way that the hirer will let anyone he wishes, generalizingly wishes, to ride on. So this type of contract is valid. Both is valid. Sahih. Five, 4, 9. The hiring of an animal for such a man to ride is good, is valid. And so is the hiring of it generally for the hirer to let anyone ride he wishes. Once more, the hiring of an animal for such a man to ride is good, and so is the hiring of it generally for the hirer to let anyone ride he wishes. تعميما. تعميما in Arabic. This is totally Arabic usage in Turkish. Arabic grammatical uses, but in Turkish. That is, in hal, in grammar, mansub, hal is mansub, tamiz is mansub. Tamiz is mansub. Nasb, halun nasb, maf'ul mansub, tamiz is mansub. Inna, anna, ka'anna, khabar, ism is mansub. Kanas, khabar is mansub. But tamiz, this is like tamiz. Tamiz or hal, what is that? Like generalizing li. In English we call this these are adverb in English grammar. Adverb. He said the word generalizingly, smilingly. I mean, in English, this is adverb. Adds to verbs. Verb explains the word. Smilingly or snoringly or cryingly. I mean, I am putting li to make something clear. That is why. So, ta'miman. Making umumi. Making umum, general. Umum, everyone. Covering, big. Covering. Generalizing. Generalizing means you include everything. Okay, that is the meaning of it. Five, 5-0. Rükûb için istikra olunan hayvana yükledilemez ve yükledilip de hayvan telef olsa zaman lazım kelur. Lakin bu halde ücret lazım olmaz. 86 maddeye bak. Rükûb, rekebe, rükûb, rekebe, rekibe, to ride, rükûb. فإذا ركبوا في الفلك دعوا الله مخلصين له الدين قرآن يركبون راكب ركبان ركوب riding on horse, on camel. I will read once more the article 550. Rükûb için istikra olunan hayvana yükledilemez ve yükledilip de hayvan telef olsa zaman lazım kelur. Lakin bu halde ücret lazım olmaz. 86 maddeye bak. Rükûb için istikra olunan hayvana, an animal which is hired for riding. A person will ride. Yük yükledilemez. Load cannot be carried by. Load cannot be put on to carry, to be carried by that animal. Ve yükledilip de hayvan telef olsa. But if load, something is put on, and animal gets destroyed, dies, zaman lazım gelir. It becomes necessary to compensate. Lakin bu halde ücret lazım gelmez. But in this case, ücret will not be, I mean the pay for rent, for hiring, is not necessary. Just the compensation of the death. 86 maddeye bak. Compare, look, check Article 86 before. So referring to that article for explanation. Why ücret, pay is not necessary but compensation. Why is like that? Let me read once more. Rükû için istikra olunan hayvana yük yükledilemez. Ve yükledilip de hayvan telef olsa zaman lazım kelur. Lakin bu halde ücret lazım olmaz. 86 maddeye bak. A person must not put a load on an animal hired for riding. And in case he puts a load on, the animal is destroyed, he must make compensation. But in this case, hire need not be paid. A person must not put a load on an animal hired for riding. And in case he puts a load on and the animal is destroyed, he must make compensation. But in this case, hire need not be paid. See Article 86. (551) madde. Fulan Adem binmek üzere. Fulan Adem binmek üzere. İstikra olunan hayvana başkası irkab olunamaz. Ve irkab olunup da hayvan telef olsa zaman lazım kelur. İrkab. The word here. İrkab, rükû, erkebe, making someone else to ride. Making someone else to ride. I will read once more. 551. Fulan Adem binmek üzere istikra olunan hayvana başkası irkab olunamaz. Ve irkab olunup da hayvan telef olsa zaman lazım kelur. Yes, okay. Falan Adem binmek üzere. To let such a person ride, specifying a person that he will ride on the animal, and hiring an animal specifying such person will ride on. İstikra olan hayvana başkası irkab olunamaz. In that case, no other person will be let ride on. Cannot be, because it is specified such a person. Ve irkab olunup da, if another person is made ride on, hayvan telef olsa and animal gets destroyed, zaman lazım gelur. It is necessary to compensate. Compensation becomes necessary. (551). When an animal is hired for a particular person to ride, another person must not ride on, must not be made ride on, cannot be made ride on. That is correction. And in case he does ride on, another person is made ride on him. If the animal is destroyed, compensation is necessary. Compensation becomes binding. Okay. 552. Sorry?
Last one, if the animal is destroyed, he has to compensate. In that case, does he need to pay the rent or the hair? In any case, suppose the animal is destroyed, does he still need to pay the hair?
Really, I couldn't understand you. I cannot hear well.
Oh.
You too. Yes.
The last one,
yes, he needs, because he specified the person, then another person rode, made him ride, this is the person, he is not riding himself, the hirer, saying that somebody else will ride, then instead of somebody else, he promised to, the owner, they agreed. Then he lets another person ride. So then this animal got destroyed, died. So he compensates. He is to compensate this animal, whole animal.
So in this scenario, does he still need to pay the rent?
I don't think so. No.
So type of the rule of 510.
Sorry?
Type of the ruling of 550 is applied to any case, in case the animal is destroyed. So no rent.
No rent. I don't think so. No rent. No rental money, because he is out of the rental. He did not observe rental rules. So he will pay bigger amount of money Bigger amount, whole animal, not just $50, $5,000 for that animal. So this small money means nothing, because contract, if you ask me, I'm just philosophizing, contract changed its nature from rental being rental, renting, buying, rent, hiring, to harming somebody in his property. Big money. This is big money. It will cover everything. I mean, saddle and others, because lost, animal lost. Drowned, let's say, with saddle, with things, and with rain. Rain was so strong, nice, something, he will pay for all of that. Not just bare animal. Compensate whole animal, because he did not observe the renting rule.
And this can go for renting cars too. The same for renting cars.
Allahu Alam. We will think about it. I think, yeah, could go, but how much? We need to have mujtahids, 100, 200 of them. I wrote someone last night an email, an ISNA Shura member from Canada, very nice person. He is new in this business, very simple, very good heart, doctor, physician, but very good heart. So I explained to him that ISNA must have been NASA, having 500, 600 people working under ISNA, scholars, researchers, scholars, and everything, buildings. Then that will do the job. But it is not the case, sir. So you are new in this block, muted in this block. So let me tell you, I registered my ideas before, nobody listened. So we need to have mujtahids. Mujtahids will put this car, yeah, similar, because animal is living thing, okay? Car is not living thing. There are differences. Until such time, you will swallow your question, because we don't have mujtahid. Okay, inshallah. I think better to conclude here, because these articles seem a little bit long. 552.